the only person, all of my clients are the experts in them and their problem. They are the only person that knows how, like, what is going on in their mind. And the way people speak is really important. One of the things that we really focus on is the kind of language that people use, because people can be a very audio person or a visual person or a kinesthetic person, and that will come across in their language, which then it's really important that we use that same kind of language back to them. Or people's metaphors are massive as well. So if someone's coming and talking a lot about, oh, it feels like, personally for me, a big metaphor that I use all the time for my problems is that I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. And it's about working about, okay, so how can we help that person to lift that weight? But if we're then talking about that in a visual way or an auditory way or a different way to the way that their mind works, then we're not going to build that rapport. Like, the biggest predictor of change for any therapist that someone goes to see is that therapeutic relationship and that rapport. Like, if you don't connect with your therapist, you're probably not going to make any change whatsoever. Where if you do connect with that person, there's a much higher chance that we are going to make change.
I absolutely agree. I love what you shared about the way, you're listening for their heart. It's not necessarily like when someone say I have the weight on the weight of the world on my shoulder, they're feeling overwhelmed. So being able to understand that already while they're sharing without interrupting or saying, "Oh, this is really how you feel." It's just being able to guide them through that. I feel like you
So just in that, like, knowing. So if someone says, wait, like, because I have an internal representation of what the weight on my world on my shoulders is like, I don't just assume that if somebody else comes to me and says I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders, I'm not just going to assume that that's the same as mine, because my weight on my shoulders might be literally feeling like carrying the world. Their weight on their shoulders might feel like they've got massive chains around their neck. It's going to be completely different for that person, and it's really important for us to, as therapists, to not use our own map of the world to predict what is going on with our clients. It's about really digging down and finding out their specific metaphors and what is going on for them, and not assuming anything.
That's beautiful. To be able to do that, you also had to learn to tell the difference between your voice and the voice that you were taught to follow. And so in that, it feels like you're able to give that as well in your services. What did the voice tell you before versus what the voice tells you now?
Oh, that's a good question. What did the voice tell me before? Well, my voice before was telling me, you're not good enough, you don't know enough, people like you don't do this kind of thing. Whereas my voice now tells me that I can do whatever I like. Like, the only person stopping me is me. I don't need to listen to what everybody else thinks. It's not their life at the end of the day. You've got to be able to stare yourself in the mirror and know that you've done right by you, not by anybody else. And I'd hate, like, my biggest fear is getting to the end of my life and not had a go at the things that I wanted to have a go at. Like, I'd much rather regret something that I tried and it failed than not even ever trying anything at all.